Ok, chicos. Voy a explicar cómo usar las tarjetas para el examen midterm y final y cómo hacer las conversaciones. So we're going to talk about making index cards. So I didn't have index cards at home, so I just used little pieces of paper. So on one side of the card, write your theme. So my theme was el fin de semana. So this is designed to jog your memory. So you just put the theme on the front. Like you can put weekend, you could put how to ask somebody to do something, but think of a broad theme like school, after school. For those of you more advanced students, you might talk about your flyer, ESL parent night, something, a homecoming. And then on the back, you're going to write questions and statements. And you just use this so that you can go through and you can get with your partner and you see the theme. So let's imagine that my partner's here and I'd say, okay, weekend. Entonces, Jorge, ¿qué vas a hacer este fin de semana? ¿Tienes planes? And if I run out of something to say, I can look on the back to jog my memory. And then he might say, ¿Y tú? ¿Qué vas a hacer? And I'm like, yo voy a estudiar, and then, yo debo limpiar. So I might write myself a few key phrases. Of course, my end goal is not to use the card, but at least I have it as I go through. Another one I really recommend that you make are the comebacks. And these are phrases that you might say in reaction to something that somebody says or to continue the conversation. So like, ¿qué más? What else? Oh, ¿con quién? Who? With who? Oh, yo también. Or if somebody says, uy, yo no me siento bien, I don't feel well, then you'd say, oh, pobrecito, ¿necesitas aspirina o necesitas agua? Or it might be a really great way to start a conversation. Something like, ¿sabes qué? You know what? Where can you find all of these? They are at the very beginning of the interview document on Google Docs. Then I also shared with you a document called Conversation Prompts, and it looks like index cards. It's a Google presentation. Of course, Spanish 1 is in purple, Español 2 in azul, Español 3 y 4 in verde. And I did the same thing, but I did it in English, and it just says something like, talk about your daily routine. So you'd say, oh, me despierto, me lavo el pelo. Also, though, daily routine doesn't have to be all of those, I get up, I brush my teeth. It can be, voy a la escuela, estudio, practico el fútbol americano, después como a McDonald's y estudio. So you can make it as simple as you need to for your level, or of course you can make it as complicated as you want. The idea is that some of these themes are going to go all across the levels. The other idea is that the grading rubric says rich vocabulary with elaboration and then basic or use of basic structures. So for example, if you're in Spanish 1, present tense, me gusta. Spanish 2, you should be able to use tengo and hago. Empezamos, use stem change boot verbs, a little bit of preterite. You might even be able to use the future. You could look at the verb wall and figure out the conditional. Spanish 3s and 4s, I should hear subjunctive, and I should hear command, and things like, ¿quieres ir a ver el concierto de los Avett Brothers? Oh, ¿quieres mirar Iron Man? So inviting people to be able to do things. Ask how much something costs. ¿Cuánto cuesta? And that sort of thing. And role play a little bit. So that's what the index cards are for, to get you started. They're kind of cheat sheet. So again, one side your theme. The other side is questions to ask and maybe statements you might use. Now mine are very basic. Of course, yours are going to be a little bit more elaborate. And of course, if you're going to talk about the weekend, you could just put your verb endings if you want. And this is your opportunity to show me what you have learned. So the index cards are a way to prepare. You can chat with your partner. But again, I might switch partners. So you have to be prepared to talk extemporaneously. All right, now what happens if your partner doesn't know the answer to the question? So you say, ¿Qué hiciste este fin de semana? And your partner's like, oh, holy cow. Then you need to say, well, yo fui a Marion, comí a nopales, y mire The Shield por televisión. So you model, and then hopefully your partner will be able to answer the question. And if they can't, then you just keep talking about the subject and you ask another question. I will only grade you on your answer and your ability to continue the conversation, ask questions. Obviously, if your partner doesn't say anything, you won't have too many comebacks. But if you can model, act out, be the teacher, lead your partner to an answer, you're going to get a really good grade. And if all your partner can say is sí or me gusta, then you smile and you keep going. I hope that this little tutorial video helps and that I didn't blah 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 demasiado. So again, today, work on your interview questions, personal dictionary, kill 2 birds with 1 stone by doing both at the same time. And at the end, get some question cards going so that you can be ready on Monday to review and Tuesday to try a real conversation. Hasta luego!